Hi guys, happy Monday. Yuck. Yes, I went even more white, so it's completely silver now. I love it. It makes me feel like a 90-year-old man inside. No, not really. Right, Sigil Magick. We are going to do Sigil Magick. It's very, very easy. So, the term sigil, it derives from the Latin sigillum. Sigillum. So it's Latin, and it means basically seal. So it's all over in Chaos Magic, it's all over in the Goetia, whatever, however the fuck you say that word. Goetia, whatever. It is everywhere. So everything you see on TV, brands like Nike, Sigil Magick. There you go. If you see something on TV, pumpkin. What do you think of? Halloween. Sour. So that's Sigil Magick. Literally. It's very easy. It's very easy. You can do Sigil Magick for anything that you want. Anything that you want. So, the word sigil actually does have a really long history in Western magic. So, Seal of Solomon, everything that you can possibly think of from the older grimoires, especially Seals of Solomon. It means seal, so that would be a sigil. That would be a sigil. That would even be a sigil. So what it's doing is you see it subconsciously, and then it comes out consciously. So if you're creating something that you want, you're bringing it to you. So, do I have a pen? I don't think I have a pen. In the lesser, what is it? Oh, the Lesser Key of Solomon. That's a really good place to start. The Lesser Key of Solomon, which is Goetia. So you can start there, reading up on Sigil Magick. You can start it doing Chaos Magic. You can find it everywhere. Trying to think who does really good books on Sigil Magick. I don't honestly know. I know in Ouija Pop, my book, I explain Sigil Magick and how to use it and what to do. So your first thing is, what are you creating this sigil for? What do you want to do? What is it that are you drawing something to you? Are you doing something to banish something? So, I'm gonna just do something very, very simple. So, love. So we have L-O-V-E. Very simple. Alright, love. Cross out all vowels, so the O and the E. And we have, what do we have left? We have L and we have V. You can make entire paragraphs. Cross out all repeating letters, cross out all vowels, and do it that way. Create a sigil that way. It is so simple, so easy. I love Sigil Magick. So yes, we have L and V left for love. So, what do we do with the L and the V? We turn the L and the V into a sigil, a seal. So get creative. Get as creative as you want. So for me, I am going to just do a really quick rough sigil of love. So when you're drawing it, focus on what you want. If you're bringing in love, if you're banishing something, focus on it, see it going away, see it gone, see yourself back to the way you were. Whatever you have to do, see that energy flowing through the pen, through your hand, because the pen is an extension of you, or pencil, marker, paper, whatever. or if you're doing wood burning. So, so that is just one example of love. So we have love. So, always cross out repeating vowels, or vowels and repeating letters. Then, take your L and your V, looks like Louis Vuitton, create your sigil. There you go. That's how you create a sigil. You can get creative and you can put, you can really just start to create. Oops. So you can just start, go crazy. You can put circles around it, depending on what you want. So you can do that. There's little hearts, anything that you want. Alright, so now we have our sigil for love. Okay? So we have that symbol that I have picked. So, how do we activate the sigil? How? A lot of people say blood. You don't have to do blood. You can do saliva with your left ring finger. A little bit. Dab it on there. Now, you're going to focus. You are going to focus on the sigil. You're going to look at it. Really focus on it. You're going to see all of your images, all of the lines start to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. In your mind, make it disappear on the paper, because I know everybody can do that. So make it disappear, it'll disappear. See that symbol, sigil, coming out into your third eye. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. There's many other ways to do sigil magic. I'm not 100% sure on how other traditions do it, but this is how we do it in traditional witchcraft. So it's very easy. Anything is a sigil again, so anything that's going to trigger your subconscious mind and say, hey, that's, ooh, you feel that, so you're triggering that. You're creating an etheric cord with that symbol, sigil, seal, picture, whatever you want. So, you can do one for money. So you would be crossing out O in E, sometimes Y, so we can cross out the Y, or you can keep the Y. So, then we have M, N, M and N, M and N for money. So you would create with your M and your N some kind of sigil, some kind of a pictograph, almost a hieroglyphic. So be creative. Get very creative when you're doing that. Baphomet, the statue of Baphomet, I have him on, is a sigil all in itself. It has all of the different elements of balance in the universe. So that's sigil magic. Now, okay, so say I am doing this for love, for myself. I am self-love, bringing love to me, or I'm trying to find love from somebody else. You would be more specific. So you would write down romantic love. There's too many different kinds of love. So you would write that all down. One thing in a second. I'll cross out all your repeating letters and all of your vowels. Create something gorgeous, beautiful, that is going to resonate with you. That is going to say, hey, when you look at that, okay, that's got to strike a chord in you. So it comes out. You're going to evoke feelings. Draw that to you. So you're staring at your sigil, in and out. It just starts to fade away, and it comes back, and it fades away, and it comes back. Now that's going into your subconscious mind. You're programming your subconscious mind with that sigil. So when you're doing that, feel those emotions. Feel what you want. Really feel it. See it. See the end result. Never, ever, ever focus on the how. How is it going to happen? Don't visualize the process of it happening. Visualize you having it already, whatever it is that you want, whatever kind of sigil magic you're doing, for whatever purpose. So, don't do that. Don't focus on the how is this going to work. You just have to kind of, it's blind faith. You have to really work it. So, okay, so self-love. You're literally, so I'm invoking right now, literally, or evoking and invoking self-love. So I can feel it. So you can, if you are doing love, when you're done letting it roll into your third eye, into your subconscious mind, and all it's, appeared, disappeared, reappeared, disappeared, reappeared, and you see it again. Okay. You can, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing a candle, light a candle appropriate to your working. White for all. Probably if you're doing self-love, I would do pink. If you're doing a romantic love, I would do red. So you have options, many options. So what about peace? If you're doing peace, you can, let's do peace. Okay, so E, A, E. So we have P and C left from peace. So P and C. What do we do with that? So we're going to take the P. Here we go. P, you can just make it, it really honestly does not matter. So just do whatever you want. You can do all kinds. So if you're, do a circle. Do a circle. So you don't need to put salt around it. You don't need to put anything around it unless you have specific herbs that you are working with, or oils. Yes, you can take a prick of your left finger with a sterile needle. Be very careful. Always make sure everything is sterilized. Don't do it the safe way. Just do it the safe way, guys. Little lick at the finger. Let it P and C. You could even, draw a P sign. This is more sigil-ish, sigil-like, but they're still both sigils, or seals. So, alright, you may want to make 2 copies of your sigil that you're creating. You can burn one. Now, for money, what I did. Whoa. Now for money, what I did, I took my sigil for money. So M-O-N-E-Y. We already went over that. Focused on it. I put a little bit of my own blood on the sigil, and that activates it. Going through your subconscious, projecting it through your conscious mind. And that is what activates it. That is what activates your sigil. Some people say you have to draw it on wood. Some people say you have to draw it on... No. You can draw it on anything you want. So, if you want, you can actually do... so, we're doing a money one. So, what kind of herbs do you want to use? Do you want to use herbs? I mean, you don't have to. Do you want to use money oil? Quick money oil? So it comes quicker? There you go. So, make 2 copies of that sigil. Do the same for each. Take it in, let it just, kind of just rest in your subconscious mind. And then it's going to automatically trigger. So when you see that sigil, it's going to trigger those feelings, those emotions, those happy things. So go ahead, when your sigil is dry, put it in a fire-safe dish, a cauldron, which is what I do. I use a little silver cauldron, sterling silver pot. And so we would make 2 separate ones. Put your oil on it. Do anything you want. Burn candles on it. That's what I do. I burn candles on my triangle of art all the time. And then when the powder is cooled, or your ashes, you can add anything else. You can add a few herbs for money, and then you can store it. So you have what's left over from your sigil magic, and then you can actually use that. So you can burn that when you are wanting money, anything. So it's pretty simple. It's really simple. People make it too complicated. And I don't know about the salt. I really don't know where the salt came in to keep the energy contained inside of a sigil. Who knows? Who knows where that came from? I don't. Do you? I don't. So I don't really worry about that. The way I do my sigil magic, it works. It's simple. It's very effective, and I love it. It's amazing for me, and it works. So, I carry. You guys remember when we did all of our, working with Lilith and all our rituals and our pouches we made. So, alright, I have a sigil in there, drawn on paper for I don't remember. But that's not the point. It's still doing its job because it's in my subconscious mind. So when I take it out, I look at it. I can remember, just because of the color and just because of the cross, what this was for. So it's going to trigger, and it's going to basically evoke those feelings, bring them back out into your conscious mind. So this was for a better, bettering myself, healing myself from the kratom, getting back on track, waking up earlier, which it's all happening now. It took a very, very giant fall to the bottom. So I had to completely bottom out and hit the ground as hard as I could in order for this to happen. So unintentionally, that was a consequence for that. Everything has consequences. Everything. Even healing. If you heal somebody, you're going to get a consequence. You may get sick. So, it's just how it works. Nothing is without consequence. Nothing is free. So, it's an even energy exchange. So, you're healing somebody with a sigil. You can take these sigils, place them on the person. Wow, you've activated them, correct? Okay, good. Activate your sigil for healing, put them on the places of the person that is ill. Now, let the energy, see the energy from that person. Let me put this back in my pocket. See the energy going into that sigil, because that sigil is either going to draw the energy out or it's going to project energy into the person's body. And you can use crystals for that, the pointed crystals that stand, what are they called? The ones that you direct energy with, directing energy crystals. There's a name for it, a metaphysical term, a jargon that I don't remember. It'll come to me though. So literally anything. The Ouija is a sigil. The symbolism, everything on it. So when you're seeing, okay, so let's get back to the where's my coffee? Fuck. So we're getting back to the person that we're healing with the sigil magic. So you are placing it on them. Okay, so say we are, the sigil is drawing that illness out. So you're going to see that illness being drawn out into the sigil. You have to do this all in your mind. So, alright, when you feel it's good, it's time, and you've done enough sigil magic, take the sigil. You can do 2 copies, keep one, burn the other, keep the one activated, just like I said. Activate that one for another time. Now, storing your sigils. If you're going to store a sigil, store it in a black pouch. That's all there is to it. I suppose if you did put salt around it, it would contain the energy. You could put crystals around it as well, so nothing can, not, I guess you're, bringing out a light, you're creating a light, an etheric energy, literally. So I guess, other spirits or whatever you're working with could see it and try to damage it. That's just a wild guess. House spirits, your house gnomes, your hearth spirit. Mine is a brownie, a gnome. So yeah, that it's very possible that the wee ones, or another kind of entity, ethereal being, could try to do something to your sigil. I don't know. I've never had it happen to me, so just do it. Burn the sigil though. If you are on the person that is sick, burn the sigil. It's very common to burn the sigil. And then you're going to mix. You're going to have to look this up on your own. It's an alchemical process. So you are going to add, I think, don't quote me. Don't quote me. You're either going to add camphor, or you are going to add some kind of salt to mix it in with your sigil. So when you're doing ritual work again for that person that was ill, you're going to put a little bit of that healing sigil on your charcoal disc and let it burn. And if you've added oils, you'll have a nice aroma that's coming out that will trigger your brain. So it's all about programming the subconscious to respond to symbolism. So yeah, burn the sigil, put it in a nice little case, glass case like that. If you have, I would not suggest plastic. Honestly, no. I mean, if you have to, yes. If you have to, if it's an absolute must, go ahead and do it. But yeah, just always cross out whatever you want. Cross out all the repeating letters, all the vowels, and make it a gorgeous symbol. And you have your sigil. You can do your blood. You can do your spit. Blowing on it 3 times with your intention. So do your heart breath meditation. First breath in, you're bringing in the air. See that in your heart center. See that like in a ball. Second breath here, you're bringing up earth. See that mix with the air inside of your heart center. Alchemical process. See the colors. See the blues. See the greens. See it like that. Almost like a snow globe. Alright, now pour your own love into it. So you're going to literally from your heart see energy from your heart going into that, your heart space. Alright, focus your intention. You can even talk to your sigils. Tell it its purpose. Tell it when to stop, when it should start, when it should stop. Literally, it's almost like a servitor. And then get your intention ready. Invoke your intention by breath, and then 3 times. That's all there is to it. It's very, very simple. People try to make it very complicated when it's not. So, that is what I would do. Little history about sigil magic. So, if you guys want, I'm still very confused on the salt. I've never heard of the salt being used. But yes, if you want to protect your sigil from, if you think, something's going to come and try to hurt it, of course, do your salt. If that is what is going to trigger your subconscious, so it can leak through your conscious and say, hey, this is what you're doing, this is the purpose, this should be the outcome. it's very easy. It's very, very easy. So a little just history and sigil magic. So a sigil is a symbol used in magic, obviously. So the term has usually referred to a type of pictorial signature. So if you're trying to invoke a demon or a daemon or an archangel, you're going to use those sigils. All you have to do is draw the sigil. That's all you have to do. And then if there's any kind of invocation that goes along, if there's not, who are you invoking? Why? Write your invocation or evocation down. Incorporate it with the sigil. So it's usually a pictorial signature of a demon or another entity. So in modern usage, especially in the context of chaos magic, it refers to symbolic representation of the magician's desired outcome. That is what I'm talking about. Never, ever focus on, well, how's it going to happen? Don't sit there and don't even think about it. Stop right now. I know you're thinking about how it's going to happen when you're frustrated, you're pissed off, you want to stop, you want to quit. No, you don't. This is what happens. These are tests. These are our minds making sure that we keep our faith. Just think of a Christian. All right, they think they're being tested all the time by God. Okay, think of it that way. Okay, this is myself. I am testing myself to see if I have the ability and the power, the willpower to do this, to make this happen. Because it's you that's making this happen. So, alright. So, just a little history. The term sigil derives from the Latin sigillum, meaning seal. So, in medieval ceremonial magic, the term sigil was commonly used to refer to occult signs, and occult means unknown, which represented various angels and demons, which the magician might summon. So the magical training books called grimoires often listed pages of such sigils. A particularly well-known list is the Lesser Key of Solomon. I would actually suggest that you read that. Get it PDF form. I don't know, but read it. You can get it on, I think eBay for Amazon or eBay for pretty cheap. Very cheap. So, and there are the sigils of the 72 princes of the hierarchy of hell are given for the magician's use. So this is getting into the Goetia. So such sigils were also considered to be the equivalent of a true name of the spirit, and thus granted the magician a measure of control over the beings. So, literally, it's a signature. It's an energy signature, a physical one though. So, for anything that you want. Anything. Alright, so, common method of creating the sigils of certain spirits was to use magic squares. The names of the spirits were converted to numbers, which were then located on the magic square. The locations were then connected by lines, forming an abstract figure. So, I think I have... Okay, yes, I do have my sigil. The magnetic, or the magnetic, or the square. So, hold on. I know it's here somewhere. Okay. Angelic Sigils, Keys, and Calls. So, this is another great book. This is amazing. And it is by Ben Woodcroft. So you can pick up a copy of this. And it gives you all of the different sigils. So, alright. That is your number. So, you have to do your own research on the numbers, but this is the numbers, the square. Now, that is the sigil of Venus. So that is what you create from that. So what you do, you will assign numbers to the letters, and then you'll go just any certain way, and then this is what gets created. So, alright, so now here's another one, also Venus. So this says each row and column contains 7 numbers. So 7 by 7. The square contains 49 numbers from 1 to 49. Each row, column, and diagonal adds up to 175. All of the numbers in the square add up to 1,225. So look up this and how to use it. Your planetary sigils. That's for planetary sigils. So these are all planetary. Venus, Mercury, all of it. It's very, very simple. Alright, so a little more history. But yes, I love my Sigil Magick. It's amazing. It's fun. It works. Sometimes some of it takes a lot longer than normal. It depends on how much faith you have. Going back, I don't want to quote the Bible, but if you have the faith of the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. So get your faith going. Don't lose faith. Now if you're doing this in a Luciferian tradition, you are going to use the prick of your left ring finger. Same thing, blah, blah, blah. So, alright, so yes, you're going to look up magic squares. So, the word sigil has a long history in Western magic. So, the members of the Golden Dawn were perfectly familiar with it, combining the letters, the colors, the attributes, and their synthesis. Thou mayest build up a talismanic image of a force. So the sigil shall then serve for the tracing of a current, which shall call into action a certain elemental force. So, and it was used in the making of talismans. The sigil was like a signature or sign of an occult entity. So, there's just so many different ways. So, we have the use of symbols for magical or cultic purposes have been widespread since at least the Neolithic era. A long time. Some examples from other cultures include the yantra from Hindu Tantra, historical runic magic among the Germanic peoples, and the use of veves in voodoo. So, you can do your sigils with cornmeal, dried herbs appropriate to that specific working, candles, incense, you name it. So, alright, the artist and cultist Austin Osman Spare developed his own unique method of creating and using sigils, which he had a huge effect on the modern occultism. So yes, he did. Essentially, Spare turned the medieval practice of using sigils to evoke entities on its head, arguing that such supernatural beings were simply complexes in the unconscious, archetypal energy, Jungian archetypes. So look up Carl Jung. Amazing man. Amazing. So, yeah, so arguing that supernatural beings were simply complexes in the unconscious, so, and could be actively created through the process of sigilization. So literally, that's what you're doing, is you're creating something. So, alright, so the big difference with Spare's method was that he dispensed with pre-existing esoterica and external beliefs, so the sigils were no longer for controlling traditional demons angels and what have you, but instead for controlling forces in the unconscious psyche of the individual operator. Okay, that is where I get it from then. I don't know where I learned it. I don't remember. It'll come to me through analogy. So I'm thinking about it. I'm sending out that current of energy literally through my brain. And it's going out into the ethereal realm. So it could be a week from now, and I'll remember how I learned his technique. So, Spare's technique became a cornerstone of chaos magic, so it also influenced the artist Brian Geisen, who experimented with combining Spare's sigil method with the traditional form of magic squares. It's really, really interesting, you guys. So, calligraphic magic squares were one of the techniques most commonly applied by Geisen. He would reduce a name or an idea to a glyph, hieroglyphs. It all goes back to Egypt, ancient Egypt. And then he'd write across the paper from right to left, turn the paper and do the same again, and so on, turning the paper around and around to create a multi-dimensional grid. So you can get very creative. Get creative with your artistry skills. So the same techniques and consciously driven functional intention also permeated his paintings in a very real sense. Everything he created was an act of sorcery. So, you get where I'm coming from with sigil magic now? Tattoos, literally tattoos, henna, in modern, or not modern witchcraft, but traditional witchcraft, certain sigils were drawn on parts of the body to be healed and then washed off or licked off by the person. So you are literally taking that in, that healing or whatever it is that you need. Right now, just a little bit of the chaos magic. So in chaos magic, following spare, sigils are most commonly created by writing out the intention. So you write it out, then condensing the letters of the statement down to form a sort of a monogram. So the chaos magician then uses the Gnostic state to launch or charge the sigil, essentially bypassing the conscious mind to implant the desire in the unconscious. So to quote Ray Sherwin, the magician acknowledges a desire. He lists the appropriate symbols and arranges them into an easily visualized glyph. Alright, using any of the Gnostic techniques, he refies the sigil and then, by force of will, hurls it into his subconscious, from where the sigil can begin to work, unencumbered by desire. So, after charging the sigil, it is considered necessary to repress all memory of it. In the words of Spare, there would be a deliberating striving to forget it. So do your best just to forget it. Totally forget it. But in modern chaos magic, when a complex of thoughts, desires, and intentions gains such a level of sophistication that it appears to operate autonomously from the magician's consciousness, as if it were an independent being, then such a complex is referred to as a servitor. So, many ideas. We're pulling from everywhere. I am. So yes, when such a being becomes large enough that it exists independently of any one individual as a form of a group mind, which would be Zozo, then it is referred to as a erigor. So, literally a thought form, something that can be forgotten and destroyed out of your brain. So, alright, later chaos magicians have expanded on the basic sigilization technique. Grant Morrison coined the term hyper-sigil to refer to an extended work of art with magical meaning and willpower, created using adapted processes of sigilization. His comic book series, The Invisibles, was intended as much as a hyper-sigil. Morrison also argued the modern corporate logos like the McDonald's golden arches, the Nike swoosh, did I not mention the Nike swoosh? And the Virgin autograph are a form of viral sigil. So, there you go. When you see LV, Louis Vuitton, that sigil, what does that bring out in you? For me, it makes my heart go a little faster. I feel a little happier. I get a lot of adrenaline because I love Louis Vuitton. When I see the Chanel, I get a little excited because I love Chanel. When I see Dior, Cartier, all of these amazing Jean Paul, all of these amazing Italian Donatella, Versace, all of those are sigils. So, the original Versace, his sigil, look up the sigil for Versace. So, alright, corporate sigils are super breeders. They attack unbranded, imaginative space. So, they invade Red Square, they infest the cranky streets of Tibet, they etch themselves into hairstyles. Boom, there you go. So it's crazy. They breed across clothing, turning people into advertising hoardings. Yes, the logo or brand, like any sigil, is a condensation, a compressed, symbolic summoning up of the world of desire, with the corporation intends to represent. That's why we buy stuff. That is why we buy stuff. Walt Disney died long ago, but his sigil, that familiar cartoonish signature, persists, carrying its own vast weight of meanings, associations, nostalgia, and significance. So, I hope this is helping. Okay, Gordon White developed the technique of shoaling, which involves launching a group of sigils for a set of related aims. For example, instead of sigilizing for money, sigilizing for a pay raise, new business clients, a promotion, influential new contacts, budget relocation for your department, etc. So, all of which help shift the probability towards the overall aim. It's pretty interesting, and it works. So, White also developed the technique of the robofish, which consists of including a sigil for something that the chaos magician knows will definitely happen to lead the rest of the shoal. So, as you can see, these are the goetic seals from the Lesser Key of Solomon. You can't see them. Dang it. Maybe a little bit. No, you're gonna have to look it up. You will have to look that up. So, we have gone over how I do my sigil magic. We have gone over a few other methods from the occult community. So, you have a vast array of just eclectic information, a giant cauldron that you can pick from. So, alright, sigil right here. Why do we have these? What's going on? How many? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. 9 of those. And then we have one circle We have another circle, and then we have a crescent moon. There you go. Sigil Magick. Very easy. Sigil Magick here. Right here. So it's very, very, very easy. Don't get confused. Don't mind fuck it. Don't mind fuck it at all. Just know. Have faith. Don't give up. You're not going to give up. I know you won't. So continue what you're doing. What else could be Sigil Magick? Let's see. Different stuff that I would look at. Sigil Magick wise, different, pins and palm trees literally represent to me my grandma, like Annie, because she loved Hawaii and the Keys. So she always went there. Let's see. It's just Afghans, the the knitted, really nice Afghan blankets. Those for me trigger my grandpa. Being in the truck with my grandpa. That's what Sigil Magick is about. Let's see. When I see raw. Okay, those are cones. 100% organic. Non-GMO. It's vegan. They're cones. When I see that, I think of relaxation. So just having it near me, I feel calm and collected. So, the number 10 will be a sigil for Danica Patrick. Anything is a sigil. So, I hope this helped. So, alright guys, I've talked too much. I'm going hoarse. So, I hope this helped you guys. So yeah, a good 45 minutes of Sigil Magick work and talk. So, get to work now. Alright guys, we'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I love you all the way from Venus. What am I doing right now? Literally, a V, making a V. That to me represents Venus, the goddess of love. So it's pulling down that energy into a heart. So, from Venus all the way back down. There we go. So, I hope this makes sense. I really do. So, alright guys, I love you all so much. And, my dear Susan, I love you with all of my heart so much. And I can't wait to talk to you again. So, I'm very sorry. But I love you so much. So, alright guys, I'm gonna shut up. So, I love you all very much. And I hope you guys feel that love too. When we raise our V's, come down with our heart. There you go. Sending it. That's a literal Sigil Magick with body, is what I would say. But I don't know. Alright guys, I love you all. And I hope this helps. So, I will do a blog. So, alright guys, thank you for watching.